Dear students, good morning. Good
morning, sir.
Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. In the previous session, we discussed about numerical problem on single stage reciprocating air compressor. As I said, single stage air compressor is where we are having only one cylinder. On the other hand, we discussed about single acting and double acting. Single acting compressor means the air acts on only one side of the piston, whereas the double acting air compressor is that where the working fluid, that is air, acts on the both side of the piston. That is difference between single acting and double acting. Yesterday we discussed a few problems on single stage reciprocating air compressor considering clearance volume and without clearance volume. So in this session, we'll discuss some numerical problems on multi-stage air compressor. Okay. So what is a multi-stage air compressor? Usually we are having two-stage air compressor. One is LP cylinder and another one is HP cylinder. Okay. And for perfect intercooling, you remember the delivery pressure is square root of the inlet pressure and delivery pressure. That is, intermediate pressure is given by square root of initial pressure into delivery pressure. That formula you have to remember. Okay. Are you able to see the content on the screen? Okay. You can see the content. Okay. Okay. Now I'll take first one problem related to multi-stage air compression. Before that, you should analyze the PV diagram. Okay. So 7 to 1 is suction of air inside the compressor at atmospheric pressure. Then 1 to 2 is your the polytropic compression in LP cylinder, you remember. So 7 to 1 is your suction in the LP compressor. Next 1 to 2 is your polytropic compression in LP cylinder. Next most important is 2 to 3. 2 to 3 is your intercooling happens. As I said, in two-stage reciprocating air compressor, we are having intercooler. So it cools and reduces the temperature. Next, 3 to 4 is your polytropic compression in HP compressor, HP cylinder. Next 4 to 5 is your the final delivery pressure. Okay, so you remember these are the point, just you add. So this diagram gives the PV diagram of two-stage air compressor without clearance volume. You remember there is no clearance volume at all. First I'll dictate the problem. Okay, so the air at 15 degree Celsius enters into the compressor at 1 bar, you remember. So that the air enters inside the LP compressor at 1 bar pressure and 15 degrees Celsius. So it is P1 and T1. Next, they have given uh, the delivery pressure as 8 bar. Okay, you are not going to see the contents here. Okay, P1 is 1 bar given and delivery pressure means it is delivery pressure. It is 8 bar is given. Okay, Next, the compression in the both the stage is isentropic. What is isentropic? Means it is reversible adiabatic process. Okay, so in some cases compression happens adiabatically, and in some cases compression happens polytropically. Anyhow, they are given clearly the compression in both the stages isentropic. And isentropic means what? The value of n is 1.4. You remember, as I said, isentropic means adiabatic process. Adiabatic index is 1.4. Otherwise, they will give p raised to 1.25 equals to constant like that. In that case, you have to take n. Suppose if they mention isentropic means it is a reversible adiabatic process, and the value of gamma is 1.4. And intercooling is perfect. So as we know, we are having intercooling in case of two-stage air compressor. Estimate the minimum power supplied. How much amount of the power is supplied to run the two-stage air compressor? This is what our problem. So as soon as you see the data, first you have to draw the PV diagram. This is a very simple diagram. Just you start with 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and then just you join. You mention the points as 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And you mention it as LP cylinder, and one is at HP cylinder. And next step is we have to write the given data. Okay, given data means what? P1 is 1 bar, T1 is 15 degrees Celsius. You convert in Kelvin, that is 15 plus 273, 288 Kelvin. And they are given delivery pressure. So you remember here, P1 is inlet pressure, P4 is delivery pressure. On the other hand, we are having these two pressures, that is P2 and P3 are same. These two pressures are called as intermediate pressure. And you remember one formula, intermediate pressure equals to square root of inlet pressure into delivery pressure. So whatever stages it may be, you remember the formula, all intermediate pressure is given by square root of P1 into P4. Okay, we derived this derivation in the previous class. For perfect intercooling, intermediate pressure is square root of P1 into P4. P4 is delivery pressure. In this problem, delivery pressure P4 is given, that is 8 bar. Okay, and T1 is given 15 degrees Celsius. And one more thing, they are given volume flow rate as 467 liters per minute. Whenever they'll give the liters per minute, you have to convert in meter cube per second. First, you have to convert meter cube liters to meter cube per minute. How we are going to perform? Divided by 1000. 467 divided by 1000. That you are going to convert from liters to meter cube. Just you remember, divide by 1000, that gives meter cube per minute. And next, from meter cube per minute to, you have to convert meter cube per second. What you are going to do? This 467, that is 0.46, and you are getting divided by 60. That gives your meter cube per second. You remember, don't put liters. You have to convert in meter cube per second. The standard unit of volume is meter cube, okay, per second, because we are going to express the unit in watts. Everything you have to express in terms of meter cube per second or kg per second. You remember, this is the most important point. Next, how to find out the power required. So we derived the derivation for work done during a two-stage air compressor. This is a formula. Okay, 2n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 in the bracket P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n minus 1. You remember, this is a standard formula for two-stage air compressor, where n is your index given in the problem as isentropic. You take directly n as 1.4. Okay. Next, P1 is given, that is 1.013 bar. It is atmospheric pressure. Next, V1 is liters per minute. We are converted into the meter cube per second. Just now we converted, that is 7.78 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Okay. And here one more thing, P2 by Pn. P1 we know. P2 is what? It is your intermediate pressure. As I said, intermediate pressure is square root of inlet pressure into delivery pressure. Delivery pressure is P4 here. Just you remember this formula, how to find out the intermediate pressure. Okay. By using this formula, P2 is our intermediate pressure. Okay. P2 is, you see the diagram, P1 is inlet pressure, P2 is intermediate pressure, and P4 is your delivery pressure. So intermediate pressure is always square root of P1 into P4. P1 is 1 bar and P4 is 8 bar given in the problem. So P2 equals to square root of 1 into 8. That is square root of 8 is your the value of P2. Okay, square root of 8. You see, square root of 8, 1 into 8 is 2.828 bar. Okay, this is how we are going to calculate the intermediate pressure. Okay, intermediate pressure does not comes into picture in case of single stage air compressor. Okay, next is just you have to substitute the values. Okay, 2, you remember you have to take 2 here in 2 stage, and you have to take 1 or simply n in case of single stage. 2 into 1.4 divided by 1.4 minus 1 into P1 is what? 1 bar, and you remember you have to convert in kilopascal. Okay, this is most important because everything you are going to express in kilopascal. That's why you have to take 1 bar or 100 kilopascal or 1 into 10 to the power of 2 kilopascal. V1 is your 7.78 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meter cube per second. You remember they are given liters per minute. We converted in a meter cube per minute first, divide by 1000 and then divide by 60. That gives your the value of V1. Always you remember you have to express this in terms of meter cube per second because the power is going to express in terms of kilowatts, that is joules per second. That's why you have to convert in terms of meter cube per second into, and P2 is your, we calculated as delivery pressure 2.828 bar divided by P1 is 1 bar. So to the power of 1.4 minus 1 divided by 1.4 minus 1. So after simplifying, you are calculating the value of indicated power as 1.88 kilowatts. Okay, because we express this one in kilopascal, everything we expressed in kilopascal. Okay, this is how to calculate the work done in case of two-stage reciprocating air compressor. Okay, next how to calculate your mass flow rate. Okay, mass flow rate is just you assume the value of now here we assume the value of m, but actually how much amount of the mass flows in the air compressor. Just you apply P1 V1 equals to MRT1. Okay, you can take a dash or something. What is a notation? Okay, M is your mass flow rate equals to P1 V1 divided by RT1. P1 is how much? 1 bar, that is 100 kilopascal, into V1 is always, I said you have to express in meter cube per second, divided by, and R you have to remember 0.287 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Suppose if they are not giving, you have to assume the value of R as 0.287 into T1 is, you have to express in Kelvin. T1 is 15 degrees Celsius. You have to convert in 15 plus 273. So after simplifying, we'll get 9.41 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kg per second of mass flows in the compressor. Okay, this is the mass, 9.41 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kg per second. Okay, this is how to, very simple. Just you remember two formula, 2n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 in the bracket P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n, where P2 is intermediate pressure, that is square root of P1 into P4. Okay, T2 next, our aim is to find out T2. Okay, here in this problem T1 is given. T1 is how much? 15 degrees Celsius given. Our aim is to calculate the T2. How you are going to calculate T2? As I said, relationship between temperature and pressure for adiabatic or polytropic process is given by T2 by T1 equals to P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. Okay, Now we know P1, that is 1 bar. P2 is we calculated using the formula square root of P1 into P4. So using that formula, you can find out the T2. T2 by T1 equals to P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. Okay, T2 equals to T1 how much? 288. In the bracket, what is your P2? P2 is your 2.828 bar. Okay, in the, and power means okay. So how to calculate P2 is T2 by T1 equals to P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. Okay. Next, to calculate T2 is T2 by T1 to the power of, this is the relationship between temperature and pressure. That is T2 by T1 equals to P2 by P1, or you can apply T1 by T2 equals to P1 by P2 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. So using this one, we are going to calculate T2. That is 288 divided by T2 equals to, this one you are going to calculate the T2 as 387.6 Kelvin. You remember, you are going to get the value of T2 is greater than that of your T1, because after compression will get the temperature will be increased. Okay. Tell me, any doubts? Hello, any doubts? Any doubts in this problem?
No, sir.
Okay. Shall I proceed? Shall I go to the next problem? Like, hope you understood this one. Okay. I'll go to the another problem. Okay. Here, you refer problem number 2. Okay. So I think you are seeing the contents on the screen. Okay. I'll dictate the problem. In a two-stage air compressor, the work output is found to be 350 kilojoules per kg of air. So in the previous problem, we found out the this one work done. But in this problem, they are given work output is 350 kilojoules per kg of air. It is used to compress the 1 kg of air. You remember 1 kg means mass directly given in the problem, 1 kg of air from 1 bar pressure and 32-degree initial temperature. Okay, work done is given. P1 is 1 bar and T1 is 32 degrees Celsius. And you see the value of N equals to 1.3. That is directly given. It is nothing but your polytropic index. And R is 0.287 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Find the intermediate pressure. So by knowing the work done, you are going to calculate the intermediate pressure. What is the intermediate pressure here? P2 and P3 are intermediate pressure. P1 is your inlet pressure and P4 is your delivery pressure. Our aim is to calculate P2 or P3. Okay. And I derived the derivation for the work done in a two-stage reciprocating air compressor is 2 into n divided by n minus 1 P1 V1 in the bracket P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n minus 1. Just you remember, this is the formula for two-stage reciprocating air compressor. In this formula, what are the given data? Work done is given. How much? 350. And 2 is constant. N is given 1.3. Okay. P1 is given, that is 1 bar. Always it will be 1 bar only, atmospheric pressure. And V1 is given, V1. Okay. V1 is not given. Okay, no problem. V1 is not given. Okay, P2 and P1. Our aim is to calculate P2, that is intermediate pressure, and P1 is given 1 bar. Okay, suppose P1, V1, the value is not given. So you have to apply ideal gas equation. What is ideal gas equation? P1, V1 equals to MRT1. It is very easy procedure. Instead of P1, V1, just you convert into MRT1 because P1, V1 is MRT1. M is given in this problem 1 kg. R you have to assume always 0.287 and temperature is given your 32 degrees Celsius. You have to convert in Kelvin. Okay, by substituting all the values. Okay, now I am substituting. Work done per kg is 350 equals to 2 is constant. N is 1.3 given in the problem divided by 1.3 minus 1. Okay, into M is 1 kg. Directly they are given 1 kg of free air. Into R, as I said, you have to remember certain values. That is R is 0.287. Always you have to express in kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Into T1 is your 305. How will you get 305? 32 plus 273, that is 305. In the bracket P2, our aim is to calculate intermediate pressure. P2 divided by 1 you put as it is, that is 1 is your atmospheric pressure to the power of 1.3 minus 1 divided by 1.3 minus 1. You remember in the previous problem they have given isentropic, means N is 1.4. Isentropic is reversible adiabatic process. The value of N is 1.4. But here they are given clearly the value of N as 1.3 minus 1 divided by 1.3. Okay, 350 you put as it is. After simplification, we are getting the value as 750.63 in the bracket. P2, this power after simplifying, we are getting 0.3 minus of 1. Okay, now P2 to the power of 0.23 minus 1 equals to 350 divided by 750.63 is nothing but you are getting 0.4613. Next, P2 to the power of 0.23 is one sign is simplify 1 plus 0.4613. Next, what
Sir, why is it 0.23?
0.23, where 0.23?
P2 to the power of 0.3 it should be, no, sir.
Okay. This one you are having power, right? You are observing, right? 1.3 minus
okay,
1.
sir, got it.
So after simplifying 0.3 divided by 1.3 is nothing but your 0.23. Just you remember, this is the value. You are getting
Okay,
this
sir,
value after simplifying this value. Okay. Okay. Hope you understood. P2 to the power of 0.23. I'm taking this one equals to 350 divided by 750.63 is your 0.4613. Now I am taking this minus towards right hand side. P2 to the power of 0.23 equals to 1.4613. Now in order to get P2, what you are going to do? So just you are going to divide the power what you are having here. So in that case, you'll get the value of P2. Divide the power by 0.23. So P2 to the power of 0.23 divided by 0.23 equals to 1.4613 to the power of 1 divided by 0.23. So after simplifying, you'll get the value of P2 as 5.2 bar. Okay, unit is most important here. They are given P1 in case of bar and P4, everything we are going to express in bar. That's why whatever answer you are getting, that is in terms of bar. This is how to calculate the intermediate pressure from the given data. What are the given data here? Work done. In the previous problem, we found out work done. In this problem, So by knowing the work done, how you are going to calculate the intermediate pressure? What is your intermediate pressure? As I said, in case of multi-stage air compression, we are having two cylinders. One is LP cylinder, and after that we are having intercooler, and then it compressed in the HP cylinder. So whatever the pressure you are occurring at the intercooler, that is nothing but your intermediate pressure. And P1 is your suction pressure, and P4 is your delivery pressure, you remember. So problems are most important, and these are simple problems, not so complicated. Just you understand and you remember certain formula, that's it. Only one ideal gas equation, and another one is relationship between temperature and pressure, that is T2 by T1 equals to P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n. And one more formula, 2n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1 in the bracket P2 by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by n minus 1. This derivation I derived in the previous class. This is how to calculate the intermediate pressure. So this is the second problem. Okay. Now I'll take another problem. Okay, so this is of different kind. Okay, so sometimes they may ask the diameter of the LP cylinder and HP cylinder. Okay. Okay, I'll take this problem. Okay, so this once again the multi-stage air compression without clearance volume. Otherwise they will mention clearance volume in the problem. So, suppose they are not mentioning, assume it as it is without clearance volume. In a two-stage reciprocating air compressor, 1.5 kg per minute of air is compressed from 1 bar to 25 bar. You remember initial pressure is 1 bar and 25 bar means your P4, not P2 or P3. Your aim is to find out intermediate pressure. If the work of compression is minimum, work of compression is minimum means you found out that is P2 equals to square root of P2 into P3. It's nothing but your perfect intercooling, and the air is cooled in the intercooler so that its temperature is brought back to initial temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. Determine the heat rejected. You see, this is another concept we are going to find out. Heat is rejected during the compression, and how much amount of the heat is rejected in the intercooler, and how much amount of the power is required to drive the compressor. In the previous problem, we found out the intermediate pressure. In this problem, how much amount of the heat is rejected? Okay, we have to find out that concept. Okay, and in this problem, they are given clearly. Take the value of air is 1 kg kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Cp is given. Otherwise, you have to assume 1.005. Both are same. And Cv is, instead of 0.718, they are given the value as 0.714. Okay. Now, to find out how much amount of the heat is rejected during the compression process. Okay. So you remember, I derived this derivation in BTD. This is how, what is the value of heat rejected during polytropic process. You remember this formula. You have to remember two formula. One is work done. What is work done? P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by n minus 1. And another formula is, it is the heat rejected. How the heat transfer takes place during polytropic process. Okay, this is a standard formula, mCV into T2 minus T1 into gamma minus 1 divided by n minus 1. Same formula we used in the previous problem. Okay, in yesterday problem, I think I explained this formula. Okay, just you remember, this is the formula for the heat transferred during your polytropic process. And what is the heat transfer during adiabatic process? That is zero. There is no heat transfer. But polytropic process, you have to remember this formula. So m is how much? Cv into T2 minus T1 to the power of into gamma minus n divided by n minus 1. N is given how much here? In this problem, n is 1.2 is given. Okay, 1.2 is given in the problem. Next, T2 minus T1. T2 you have to find out because T1 is given. T1 is 15 degrees Celsius. Into gamma, always you have to take 1.4. N is your 1.2. Here also 1.2. T1 is given. How much? It is 15 degrees Celsius. Our aim is to find out T2. And what is CV? As I said, you have to remember one formula. R equals to Cp minus Cv. In this problem, R is given and Cp is given and Cv is given directly, no problem. 0.714 is given directly. You have to substitute. Before that, you have to find out what is your intermediate pressure. Okay, intermediate pressure, as I said, P, very simple formula. P2 equals to P3 equals to square root of P1 into P4 for perfect intercooling. P1 is given how much? It is 1 bar, and P4 is given how much? It is 25 bar. They are given in the problem. Compressed from 1 bar to 25 bar means delivery pressure is 25 bar and P1 is 1 bar. So intermediate pressure is your square root of 1 into 25. So directly you are getting the intermediate pressure as 5 bar. Okay. Once you know this one, next step is you have to calculate your T2. Just very simple formula. You are using same formula in all the problems. That is relationship between temperature and pressure for process 1 to 2. That is polytropic process is given by T1 by T2 equals to P1 by P2 to the power of N minus 1 divided by N. In this case, we know T1 is 15 degrees Celsius. T2 we don't know. P1 is given how much? 1 bar. And P2 you calculated using the formula 5 bar. Okay, after simplifying, you'll get the value of T2 as 376.6 Kelvin. You remember the temperature will be high at 0.2 as compared to that of 0.1 because of the compression in LP cylinder. This is LP cylinder and this is your HP cylinder. Okay. And next step, Cp and Cv value are given. And what is the value of gamma? Gamma is usually 1.4, or you can calculate Cp by Cv. Cp and Cv given, you'll get 1.4 only. Otherwise, you take directly 1.4. And R is Cp minus Cv. These two formula you remember. R is Cp minus Cv and gamma is Cp by Cv. Why you need this value means we have to substitute this value in your the heat rejected. Okay. So M is how much? M is 1.5 given in the problem. 1.5 given in the problem. Cv is given in the problem 0.714, and T2 just now we calculated, that is 376.6 Kelvin minus T1 is how much? Your initial temperature, and gamma is 1.4 minus 1.2 given in the problem divided by 1.2 minus 1. So just you substitute all the values, you'll get how much amount of the heat transfer takes place in compression process. M is 1.5, 0.714, and T2 we calculated 376.6 minus 288 into 1.4 minus 1.2 divided by 1.2 minus 1. Okay, so this much amount of the heat rejected takes place during the compression. Okay, next, what is the heat rejected in the intercooler? That is a very simple formula. What is heat rejected? This heat rejection takes place at constant pressure. That is mCp into T3 minus T2. mCp into T3 minus T2. Okay, so mCp into T2 minus T1, sorry, because it is intercooler. M is how much? 1.5, and the Cp is what? 1.005 into 376.6 minus 288. You'll get this much amount of the heat rejection takes place in the intercooler. And finally, how to, very simple formula, just you calculate this work done using this formula. 2n divided by n minus 1 into P1 V1. Delivery pressure, you remember here it is PD means delivery pressure, divided by P1 to the power of n minus 1 divided by 2n minus 1 minus 1. What you used in the previous problem, same equation you are going to use. So 2 into n is how much? 1.2 divided by 1.2 minus 1. M is what? M is 1.5 given in the problem. Okay. And one more thing, you have to divide by 60 here. Okay. And R is 0.286. That is nothing but your Cp minus Cv, and T1 is 288 Kelvin. That is 15 plus 273. And you remember it is delivery pressure. What is delivery pressure? Square root of inlet pressure into your just now we calculated delivery pressure as P2 is how much? Just we calculated here. This one is 5 bar, means inlet pressure into delivery pressure. P2 and P3 are your the intermediate pressure, you remember. Okay. Next, just you substitute the value. M is 1.5 divided by 60. R is 0.286 Cp minus Cv, and delivery pressure is 25 you take, and inlet pressure is this values given in the problem, 1.2 minus 1 divided by 1.1 minus 1. Okay.